important day to be able to tell you about an operation that we had over the last couple of months and weeks. Um, 11 child predators have been arrested. Over months of August and September, the York County Sheriff's Office, along with state, federal, and law enforcement agencies, took part in two separate operations for proactively going after online child predators in an investigation called Operation Huntsman. The operation occurred at multiple locations in York County, including an undisclosed residence. York County Sheriff's Office is part of the Internet Crimes Against Children ICAC Task Force and with the South Carolina Attorney General's Office. Working together, they track down, identify, and prosecute those who prey on children in South Carolina. At any given time, 20 to 25 to 40 officers, analysts, and staff members closely monitored numerous social media platforms and were contacted by the suspects. All 11 individuals were referred to as travelers and actually arrived at undercover locations set up for the operation. They believed that they were traveling to meet a minor for a sexual encounter. These minors, they expected to range from 10 to 16 years old. These suspects target children online and may have previously been hands-on with offenders with victims who may or may not have come forward. Additionally, the suspects are still being identified, and once they are confirmed and located, they also will be arrested. I'm going to go over the folks who've been arrested so far in this investigation. The first one, Travis Ethan Betts from Smokes, South Carolina. On the screen is his charges. Second, Demarius Latrez Johnson from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Johnny Osman Pineda. He is from Honduras, and it has been at least 3 times deported. He has now been released to ICE custody, or federal custody, excuse me. Anthony Luis Olmedo. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jacob Eugene Tester. He's from Liberty, South Carolina. Ralph Seal. He is from Indian Land, South Carolina. Jabri Agers Feaster. She is from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Alexander Gerard I cannot pronounce his name, Aroungancy. He's from Mooresville, North Carolina. Richard Francis Lennox Jr. from Fort Mill, South Carolina. William Isaac Zelaya from Houston, Texas. And Srinivas Mitpur is from Charlotte, North Carolina. Next, I'm going to bring up Sheriff Tony Breeden to have a few comments.
Now, I just want to thank the partnership, especially with the FBI and our guys. And you can't do this without these partnerships. And our analysts, you can't describe how hard they work to make it happen, and our people that pour hours and hours and hours into this and do all they can to try and aggressively pursue some of these people. And I've said it before, I believe that we are in a battle of good versus evil. I've said it. And I think that the normalization of this deviant behavior has us where we are. And we're very fortunate here at the county that have people that want to aggressively pursue some of these people. And I think that we have some people here. They don't care about the hours. They don't care about how long it is. They don't care what the sacrifices are. They want to find these people at all cost. And I think it's the commitment that they all have that what makes something like this successful. And the county is just extremely grateful for everything they do. And once again, you can't do this without especially our federal partnerships that make this available and make it easy for us to do these things. But once again, it's the desire that that they all have. And, and I had made it clear that there's nothing more important than protecting our kids. And this is evidence of that. And there's a couple people over here, really the whole group, that there's a little argument about us who wants to arrest these people most. And I have probably conceded it's the lieutenant and the director are probably on par with it. But you really can't express your gratitude towards them. And then also the people that you don't see. There is countless other undercover people, other units that we had that were out here hours and hours and hours during this operation and never once complained about going home, never said a word about it, whether it was late, after time. None of it mattered as much as it was trying to find these people. So our gratitude is really owed to them and the partnerships that we have, and thank y'all so much.
I'm Director Robert Hamilton with the York County Sheriff's Office. I'm also a task force officer with the FBI. I'm very appreciative of the partnerships that we have with our federal partners, especially. They facilitate, make this possible, but I am most thankful for my teammates on the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and here locally at the Sheriff's Office, and the fact that we do have a tireless desire to end this predation on our youth, which, as you can see, ranges in ages in these suspects from 18 years of age all the way up to 60, I believe was the oldest. 63. So it's an epidemic in this country as far as children being used as some sort of currency or some sort of sexual target for these people. And I want people to know, as the sheriff said, I want to reiterate, it ends here. In York County, it's not going to happen. We're after you. We'll find you. We will arrest you. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a few questions if you have them. Sheriff, Director.
And I'm sorry, the question was what now again about the weapons?
Yes, were there other things found in the that
Several of them I feel like were dangerous and deviant. Well, obviously they're deviant outside of the deviant's behavior. There was some danger. Obviously bringing methamphetamine, possibly with the intent to distribute it to a minor, I would consider quite dangerous. And I've seen it in the past where that has been a move that these individuals have done to bring some sort of illicit narcotic to a scene and try to drug the child or give it to the child. So yeah, I would definitely add that. I would think the majority of them were dangerous. Would anyone disagree?
Yeah, you also have to understand that they didn't come here to look online or to just share pornography. They were coming here to interact with a child. And I think that in and of itself is as dangerous as you could get. So drugs or not, you're showing up to see a 14, 15-year-old girl with the intent to have sex with them. I think that's pretty dangerous. I mean, I think independently, but the problem is what the internet has become, and the exploitation and the accessibility of it is a problem. So you're not necessarily, some of these sites are interlinked together and things like that. Yeah, they are clearly working as individuals, but the access to it is what makes it possible. And, they do network together and, but as each person came, it was an individual effort each time, but collectively it's part of an overall, like I said, a societal problem that we've normalized it to the point to where there's that many people think it's okay to do it. I mean, they were coming here to have sex with a kid. I mean, that's, you don't really want to go into, there's certain things that we don't want to say as far as the investigation and the tactics used and things like that, because, this is not the last time that anybody has it. We're not the last time we're doing it. So you don't want to talk about too many things involving that. So it's just, you can just imagine what somebody's looking for and what it takes to get them. So.
came to have sex with a child. He came to have sex with a child, and it was later found out his immigration status. He is currently in federal custody. He has been charged federally, as Travis Betts has also been charged federally.
Were you asking if he came from Honduras that night to do it? Is that what you? Oh.
That evening, yes,
Yeah.
he came to have sex with a child. You want to take that one, sir?
You can say
Okay,
it.
sir. Actually, that individual identifies as a female, yes, sir. I don't know how else to go into it other than identified as a female. But the chats suggested otherwise, so we were expecting someone else to show up at the time, if that makes sense. Thank you, sir. I don't recall any, no, sir. But in the past, we have had rape kits, weapons, things like that, that have been brought with them, but in this operation, I don't recall any. With a child? Well, that's the benefit of us doing this undercover operation, because it prevents that from happening. We try to offer a buffer to keep an actual child from being victimized. They're coming in the anticipation of meeting a child, but they're actually meeting us. Lieutenant, would you like to comment? Come up to the microphone.
I'll give credit where it's due. I did not come up with the name. Another police officer at this agency did. Huntsman is the person that rescues Little Red Riding Hood. So it was an idea to throw a name out so that we can file the paperwork properly. So that's all there is to it.
Well, we've talked about it at length, and, there's been Representative Guffey's talked about it, and you can no longer just assume that there's not evil out there looking for what your kids are doing. I mean, you look at YouTube videos on kids' channels, and there's explicit things that are hidden in there and in plain sight. So I think for parents, the days of you just assuming that your kids are just watching videos or playing games, you just have to be past that. You have to be aggressive. You have to be proactive. You need to make sure that you have access to your children's phones. You need to make sure that you're seeing who they're chatting, who their friends are, who they think they're talking to, what sites they are. Something is Instagram and some of those, the messaging that's going on. So you just can't assume that I've got a really good kid. That's not happening. It's, that people are knowing how to prey on them, and they're looking at their algorithms and what they're liking and things like that. And it's a process that these people are good at and identify and come after kids that have that full accessibility. So parents, you just can't sit back and assume they're not coming after your kids. I mean, I think that y'all talk to them.
I mean, I can't speak specifically to the ultimate intent. I know that evening they were intending to have sex with a child. So as far as if there was an intent for further human trafficking following that, I'm not aware of any at this point, but.
You couldn't rule it out because they're coming where they think the child is alone. They're not coming to eat dinner with the parents and all that. So you could certainly, it could progress to that and you wouldn't know. But I mean, that's obviously an option or something that you would have to consider.
There was the methamphetamine charge, yes.
One more question. We appreciate you all coming here today. This is being streamed on live on our social media pages. So if you need any additional information, you can get that from me or online, and I'll have all the other information about the charges on the people for you who are here. Yes. All right. Thank you for being here.